Alright YouTube, I'm back at you with another video. Today, as you can tell, we're putting back together the CR125 engine. If you didn't see last video, all the parts got vapor honed. They're all cleaned up, looking good as new. Today's mission, just to get this bottom end done, ready to go to get it put in the frame, but for tonight, I want to try and get everything done bottom end wise and get that all squared away. It looks like when the last guy had it, he had pried it open with a screwdriver. You can see the little screwdriver mark, so shout out to that guy. With that, under here is the rest of the vapor hone parts. All those things looking brand new. Then the cylinder, the radiators, and of course the pipe right there. Huge shout out to Wrench Rabbit for supplying all the parts. The engine, the bearings, along with Pivot Works with every single bearing, which is getting replaced on the entire bike. The whole bike's gonna be brand new. So huge shout out to them for hooking it up and helping me out, supporting the build. If you wanna check them out, if you're trying to rebuild your bike, you need any bearings for your bike, seals, this is the place to get it. And all the links are down below in the description to check them out. So if you're new and you wanna see the CR get finished, make sure you're subscribed, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll quit talking and we'll get this thing put back together. I'm probably not really gonna explain much. I'm just gonna try and do it and just time lapse some stuff. I'll probably cut in every so often, but let's get this thing done. As you've seen, I got the majority of the engine back together. I just have to put this last seal in there. I didn't do that because I was heating up the cases and didn't want that to potentially melt. So I've had a little halt. I've spent the whole morning trying to order the rest of the parts, some OEM parts and whatnot that I realized that I needed now, which is kind of annoying. I wanted to just get this done and have this video just be one and done, fully get the engine built. But of course, that can't happen. So I had to order up another bearing. for right here. Didn't have that. A couple other OEM parts, which you'll see once I get them in, probably Tuesday, Wednesday next week. I can't really do anything else. It's not like I can put this side together until I get this bearing in, and I'm not gonna obviously do the left side until I get this done. I don't really know what else to do. I know I'm gonna cut to probably sharpening these stock foot pegs and then painting them up, then mount it on the frame over there, and then get the frame on the stand. So then it'll be ready to go to throw the engine in. But as you saw, for the most part, went together smoothly. I put the shifter on, made sure I went through all the gears. It did, so we're good there. And now it's just the waiting game for parts. For thumbnail purposes, I might even turn it around so you don't see this side, put the cover on. So if the thumbnail was that, now you get it. But as I showed, I'll probably talk about it again. Shout out to Spec Bolt for hooking it up with all these Works Edition bolts if the camera will focus on them. These things are pretty sick, and it really ties the whole bike together. So you can't see them, they're on the other side once I flip it over, but we got a whole engine kit right here, and then we got a bunch of the miscellaneous Spec Bolt kits down here. I didn't realize that a lot of this Honda stuff is kind of hard to get. So this little drain hose, the crankcase vent, whatever hose you want to call it, is out of stock everywhere. So I happened to find a breather hose for a 2001. So hopefully that fits, because otherwise there's really nothing to do as far as to find that. So Josh mentioned that I might not be able to get it in unless I had the cases apart. I should be able to finagle it in there. I don't see why not. I guess we'll see, but that's kind of annoying, along with a couple other like bearings and stuff and OEM stuff that's kind of out of stock everywhere. But I guess for mock-up purposes, to see what it's kind of gonna look like, we can put this side cover on, get some of these Spec Bolt, just so you can see what it's gonna look like. Quick tip on how I'm knowing kind of where stuff goes if you've never taken a bike apart. If you can kind of, you can tell by when you put the bolt in how much space is out of thread. So typically, if there is, I guess, a little example. So say you have the bolt and you want to thread it in. Say when you just push it in and the bolt's sticking out, this one's actually too long. So say it's sticking out half of that, you know it's grabbing a good amount of threads and it's pulling it in, versus if the threads are sticking out like all the way to here, obviously that's not the right bolt. And then if it's bottomed out, obviously it's not grabbing anything. So find that little middle point, if that made any sense. And boom, like that, kind of gives you a better perspective how it's gonna look. Super clean. Also a better look at the Spec Bolt kit and how those look compared to say the stock ones, which are over here all dirty, and just wouldn't look right with dirty bolts on a brand new. You could mock up the cylinder too and do this one-handed here, mock it up, and so you can kind of see what's going on. It'll stay on there. I don't think it's gonna fall off. Oh boom, there's like the full thing, what it would look like all together. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I don't think it could really get any cleaner than that. Well, with me not being able to do anything else with that, these pegs sharpened up the rest of the way, get them painted up, and ready to go. Leave those to dry. I just did a couple. I did like 3 light coats, and then now do a little bit heavier. So those are coming out good. Let those dry. Probably do 2 more coats. They'll be ready to go. Just gonna be waiting on until probably Tuesday, Wednesday to get that bearing in, those 2 bearings in, and then we'll be good to go to finish up the engine. By then we should have everything else in, and hopefully back to back we'll get this thing put back together in about a week or so after getting those parts. So, but like I said in the beginning of the video, huge shout out to Wrench Rabbits for hooking it up and helping me out with the build, along with Spec Bolt. If you want to check them out, all the links are down below in the description. With that, I should kind of probably show you what else he sent here. You got a full kit, kind of everything you could possibly need to do the whole bike. Those are just backups in case I were to need something. And then in here, we also have all the Works Edition kit, like I showed. All the different Works bolts to do all the plastics and the body kit and everything else you would see. So along with, there should be some blinged out kit in here. Yeah, right here we got some fancy little red washers just to give it that little extra wow factor. Can't go wrong with having some backup hardware. I got the pegs over here on their final coat. They should be good to go in the morning, all dried up. All right, so that's gonna wrap this video up. I know it's kind of shorter, but there's nothing really else to put in this video. The next build series video should be finishing up the engine. So if you wanna see more of that, make sure you're subscribed. Follow the dedicated Instagram for the build, which is at Project 2 Strokes. And you can see what's going down before the vlogs come out. So other than that, let me know what you wanna see. What else you want me to possibly go into detail on how to do something. Not that I'm really super educated on building engines, but off of that, I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video.